Is China protecting Ding Liren? The World Championship face-off against India's D Gukesh is looming large. Is China wary of things not going their way when the two clash? The matchup is 2 months down the line, but China seems to have put some brakes on a teaser before the main event. Ding Liren didn't show up to face D Gukesh. Before I get to that, let me set this one up for you first. The two players were set to take on each other at the Chess Olympiad that is underway in Budapest. Now, just to give you a bit of a backgrounder on how this tournament works, Chess Olympiad is played between countries. So every country field their very best players across the Open, which is the men's and women's categories. And this year, the format is such that each team and player will play 11 rounds. A win, of course, gets you 2 points and a draw 1 point. It's a little over the halfway mark currently, and India is holding strong, holding the fort in the #1 spot. So now getting back to China, what did they do ahead of the big encounter, the trailer that we would have liked to witness had Liren and Gukesh indeed faced off? Ding Liren was rested by China to avoid coming face-to-face with Gukesh in the 7th round. So who stepped in for Liren? Wei Yi. It was a marathon 6-hour-long affair before Gukesh came out triumphant. It was such a rage that even Magnus Carlsen walked over to be a spectator to Gukesh's masterclass. While Wei managed to put up a long fight, Liren didn't even get the chance to compete against the Indian prodigy. But why this sudden twist in the tale? Why this decision to pull out Liren and avoid him facing Gukesh? Liren is a world champion. He's one of China's best. And China is the sort of country that always pushes their athletes across sporting disciplines to win every single time they step onto any tournament. Winning is the only thing that matters for them. So why this defensive move? Were they afraid of an embarrassing loss that would dent the confidence of their player ahead of a big battle coming up? Or is this a mere ploy to keep Gukesh guessing? Reports say the decision to seal the players were made after Liren's 6th round loss to Vietnam's Ding Liren. A meek surrender despite starting strong, even as Gukesh has been marching on unstoppable. In fact, he has truly showed how complex a chess player he can be. He's taken this Olympiad to display layers of his game. In fact, before the slow death he delivered to his Chinese opponent, Gukesh registered his fastest win against Azerbaijan's Aydin Süleymanli in round 5. And the win came despite starting with black. So both Gukesh and Liren have been on opposite ends right through this tournament. India, in fact, sits on top of the points table with 14 points and an unbeaten run. The Indian contingent, in fact, scored victories over 4th-placed Hungary, a competitive Serbia, China, of course, and Azerbaijan. That's whom they registered wins over. Azerbaijan, in fact, a top contender. The mighty China is languishing at number 8. They've managed to score 11 points so far. So clearly, the world champion wasn't confident enough, Ding Liren here, or China chose to push him to the side to protect him from what could have been carnage. China are doing all they can to safeguard the fireworks for later. Given the terror of Gukesh at the Chess Olympiad, either that or they just didn't want Liren to feel defeated, because it has not been a solid year for the world champion. Ever since he made a comeback after that long hiatus, most of Liren's results have been draws, 27 of them. In fact, his first victory came after 27 draws and 6 losses. He found some form before the Olympiad with back-to-back wins in 10 matches, but he seems to have faltered on the very big stage here, like the Chess Olympiad. In fact, in an exclusive chat with me just some months ago, he admitted he was feeling the nerves.
I take a long break last year, but considering the results this year, I may have to take another long break to recover from my bad results. There are still a couple months ahead, and there are still many huge important tournaments before the championship. I think if I can avoid the last place in any of the tournament, I may even win this one.
And it isn't just that. Watching Gukesh plunder his opponents at the Olympiad, Liren has openly stated that Gukesh holds the key to their big encounter.
I can see my opponent playing extremely well in this tournament. Maybe he is a favourite in the World Championship match. He also has a higher rating than me.
Liren clearly is a little intimidated, even as just about everyone in the chess world is waiting for this showdown that's set to take place in Singapore's island Sentosa towards the end of this year. A wait that just seems a little too long. Gukesh's red-hot form has pushed China and Liren on the back foot, or so it would clearly seem, unless there's a bigger game plan here at play that China doesn't want to reveal just yet, though this seems a little far-fetched. Either way, the move clearly shows that what kind of a threat Gukesh is turning out to be, and he's clearly on a mission here, because in the last edition of this very tournament, the Olympiad, which took place in India's city of Chennai, Gukesh and India had to settle for bronze. The heartbreak of that near miss, where India finished with 18 points, just 1 point separating them from gold medal winners, Uzbekistan. That is still a loss that is fresh for India. So Gukesh and his teammates won't settle for anything less than gold.